Hi, this is Ram from True Tell Tales. Thank you everyone for being overwhelmingly reciprocating to my videos and loving them and subscribing and also telling your other friends to come and watch it. Today I have with me a very famous person. In his own right, his name is Captain Dan Dhanoa, slash a famous actor, slash a famous and avid art collector. And above all, he started a business of letting the world know that he has an amazing art collection. So at a price, you get to stay at his house, and that's a homestay. Over to Dan. Hi, Dan.
Hi, Ram. How are you? Thanks for getting me on board.
Uh, yeah, and it's just want to let everybody know that we are related actually. Our mothers are related to each other, and so he's my.
We got blue blood.
We got blue blood in us. Yes. Okay, Dan. Coming to the captain part, like how does that confuse people from being an actor? How did it all begin?
Well, I'm a sailor basically.
Sailor.
I I joined the Merchant Navy way back in 1976 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And by the time I'd finished my second mate's exam, that was I think around 80, 81 or something, we guys were out of jobs. There was a slump in shipping and there was nothing happening for us. And since I was hanging around Bombay, I started to model. Yeah, I was lucky. My first campaign was huge. It was called El Pa Shootings. It was a takeoff from Marlboro Cigarettes, all on horseback and everything. And I didn't look back. I did a whole lot of campaigns, maybe 40 or maybe more than that. I did in those 3 years or something. I was there, modeling. So it was a good, I would say a great experience and a pretty good career. But modeling can't actually be called a career because it doesn't last long.
Very absolutely
Yeah.
right. And I really like that there was a lull in your shipping career, and God must have loved him to right away give him modeling. Like everyone wants to be a model. And then he said he got 30 or 40 odd campaigns. And then how did the movies come along?
The movies, yeah, I was actually never interested in movies. I was just passing time doing modeling and thought that, in a couple of years, the things would improve in shipping and I'd go back to shipping. But just happened that I was, mixing with all the modeling crowd, and then you kind of meet the film crowd and everything. And I happened to go for a party. It was a huge party. It was the Golden Jubilee of Qurbani.
All right.
And I gone there with some of my friends and
Models.
and the person who invited us was Feroz's niece. So anyway, we were in this huge party. I think it was in Sea Rock, yeah, if I remember correctly. And suddenly I see Feroz Khan walking towards us. I mean, I thought he was walking towards us, but he walked up and he put out his hand and he says, "Hi, I'm Feroz." And I shook his hand. And the next thing he asked me, "Do you want to act?" I said, "Well, I don't know how to act. I mean, I'd never, acted before. I never thought of acting." And, so he says, "Well, that's my lookout." Then I told him, I said, "I don't live here. I'm here just because, passing time till I get back on my ships." He says, "Don't worry, I'll take care of that. The only thing I need you here for a year. And I have a fantastic role for a start for you in the movies in his next production." He says, "It's a role which would be way, way better than what Shakti did in Qurbani as a villain." So that's where the whole, that evening, the whole thing started. And then the next day, they test shot me and finalized me. And then he kept me in Bombay for a year. He paid for my acting course, he paid for my, made me go through learning Urdu and, stunts and everything.
That's amazing.
So anyway, uh, somewhere 8-9 months down the line, the film he was planning got shelved.
Oh,
And well, I said okay. I mean, I really didn't because I said okay, it happened, and I was thinking of going back, but the day it happened, this happened in the morning, and by the afternoon, evening, I was contacted by somebody from Manmohan Desai's unit for what?
oh yes, I remember. I watched Month.
Yeah, opposite Amitabh Bachchan.
Yes.
And well, I went and met Manmohan Desai and at his son's place. The next day, they test shot me and they finalized me. And that's why I ended up doing Mud as my first film where I was launched opposite Amitabh Bachchan.
And that kind of, took you from strength to strength. And
That's anything like if your first film becomes a hit, and so you really get the advantage of good takeoff, a good start. And yeah, I ended up I think I was there in the industry for about 9 years. After that, I ended up doing about 70 odd movies there. So,
70 odd movies.
yeah.
And then I believe I heard from somebody, my mother, that having a very illustrious career and also not knowing many people, being approached at a party by somebody and then, going for, meeting Mr. Manmohan Desai, and there he decides to cast him in Marg. So I believe you went back to Merchant Navy. Is it true?
Yeah. Somewhere down the line, actually I got sick of doing the same, negative roles. And also, I don't know, there were
Typecast.
Yeah, typecast, and there were things like, I wasn't cut out for going begging for roles, begging for money and all that shit. So, so anyway, as soon as the shipping thing opened up and I went back to sailing, and then I did my masters from UK and got my command in the next couple of years. Sailed on oil tankers, the big super tankers, for many years, and as a captain with all the main big oil companies like Mobil and Shell and American Eagle tankers. And then finally, my last 11 years, I was in went offshore. That's we were putting out oil and gas off Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. So the last 11 years were there, and our clients were, of course, the Brazil government, Petrobras. But yeah, I had a good long career at sea.
And so along the way, when you were a captain, say like post movies for 11 years, then how did the art collection kind of merge into your life? And
that I think it was inborn.
okay.
When I was in Doon, I remember, we had a lot of options. We could take on music, we could take on, there's so many carpentry or motor mechanics or whatever. What interested me most was, of course, art, and what I loved most was, I did a lot of sculpture there. So, and we had a beautiful art school. We had a very well-known, art teacher from Shanti Niketan from Calcutta, Mr. Ratan Mitra. And I did a lot of sculpture there. I got the best sculptors trophy in school, and then I also ended up getting some, awards from Nehru Yuva All India. So I was very much into art and sculpture and porcelain. I just love making pots on the potter's wheel.
So that's amazing. Basically, so I can sum you up as an onion. You got a layer of captain, then you got a layer of an actor, then you got a layer of an avid art collector, and now I come to know that he's a sculptor as well. So there we go. He's a multifaceted personality. And if you look back, do you feel that you have any regrets that you left the film industry when you were at the top of the game?
No, nothing. As such, Uh, I again went back and did a movie about 3-4 years ago.
Mhm.
This was a Tamil movie. It ended up being a super hit. It
Super
won-
hit, yes.
Yeah, the name of the movie was Sororai Potra.
Sorarai Potra.
Yeah,
Yes.
and the hero, the lead guy was Surya from the south.
Surya, yes, I know.
And the story was on Captain Gopinath. This is on Deccan Airlines, how he got the airline started. I played Vijay Mali in the film.
You do look like him in a way.
Uh,
He does resemble. So the onion keeps getting the layers are coming off. He does resemble Mr. Malia, and
this guy Paresh Rawal played Naresh Goyal. So it was an interesting project, and it did very well. And I mean, though just when it was going to be released, the COVID had struck, so they had a release on television. But it still ended up winning all the national awards last year. They won something like 7 national awards.
congratulations. And this is the way I think your journey is. You don't control it. I think it's being controlled from above. Because as you said, there was a lull in your career, and then because of his personality, he got into modeling, did ads and they were coming to him. So he was never without a job. And now that he decided to take it a bit like calmer life and enjoy the house, then he gets a role to act in a Tamil film. And what about the lovely lady who keeps you in balance? And that
Well,
is Nandita Puri.
We got married about 15 years ago, and there's a lot of things we have in common, and we hit it off well. We from the same school for one.
Oh, you're from Doon School, yes.
Yeah, we talk the same language, we walk the same language, and there are a lot of things in common. Both of us have an army background, and both of us are professionals. And she's a classical dancer.
Dancer, yes.
She's an actor on television, done maybe 30, 40 commercials. I think how many? Yeah.
So that's in a way like
We respect each other's work and
Space.
we promote each other. So it's a nice journey. Yeah, it's very good. We're comfortable with each other. We sensitive to each other's
needs and wants, yes.
wants, and there's small things which we pay attention to and care for each other that way. So.
It's working out so well.
Yeah, it's
because
great.
he just lets her be.
Yeah, we
so
let
guys,
each
if
other
you
be.
want a good marriage,
Yeah,
listen
we
to
just
this.
We let each other be. She has a dance performance. I stay away. I know because she's gonna be mentally totally committed and occupied. Trying to work out all the dance steps and what music and so and she does her riyaz every day and if she can't then every alternate day, but she's still and she's been doing a lot of shows.
I watched one of them, yes. She's amazing classical dancer. But coming back to you, Dan, so I just want to know that looking back at the journey, amazing journey you had, is there something else that you could have done or wanted to do? Is there always something that a politician maybe now or maybe
No,
never? Okay. So is there anything that you
Well, what I actually want to do, and one, basically, I don't want to retire for one, so it's like changing jobs. So this is my new job or profession now. I've opened a homestay in Chandigarh. It's called Anchorage 42.
Anchorage 42. Guys, you have to really listen to me here. It's one of the most beautifully done place. Anybody who stays there is going to feel privileged and will be mesmerized by the art that my bro has collected over the years.
Yeah.
And one other thing I want to know is, can you tell me about your family? Because your mother was a professional, so was your
Yeah.
father. So if you can speak a bit about them.
Yeah, my dad and mom both were in the armed forces. They were both doctors. My father retired as a general way back in the Second World War Commission. but unfortunately he didn't live too long, and soon after his retirement he passed away. My mother, she's 97. She was in the armed forces too, and she left in 1963. So they are, we have people with the army background, professionals. So we guys can't sit back and relax. I think can't. We need to keep doing something. Keep
Yes,
moving.
and I guess it keeps you going.
Oh
yes,
yeah,
it keeps you going.
Yeah.
And the other thing I'm really curious is such beautiful art pieces, collections from all over the world. I mean, how do you take care of them, and do you have them catalogued?
I know
No.
the museum wants me to get them cataloged,
Yes.
but I think they'll come and do it because most of the stuff is vintage. It's
Yes.
even in this room, what you see is all marine artifacts,
Artifacts, yes.
and I mean, there's some stuff here which you'll never get to see.
Honestly, whenever I've come to my bro's house, I never talk to him much. I'm busy, like having a look at all the pieces he's collected, and then from there I can come to know that like he has an eye. Some people have it, some people don't. I love art, but I can't collect because I don't know how to keep it
No.
clean and
Yeah.
look after it.
I've mostly what I have collected is mostly contemporary Indian modern art say all our masters from Rabindranath Tagore, Jamni Roy, and Nandlal Bose. So I have a lot of works of those artists, Bengal art, and then I have some from the newer artists. So and I actually made this place so that I can let people see it and expose them to some art. And also, besides the art, I have a lot of porcelain, from and again all vintage stuff from Japan, from China, from Holland, Delft, of course, from France and UK. So been collecting over the years, and I think it's quite a collection now.
It's a great collection and very mesmerizing. And the other thing I want to know is, so what makes you relax, Dan? Like,
What makes me relax is, keep looking at these things, getting them, finding more stuff.
so you,
I keep.
Okay. But you wouldn't say it's a vicious cycle.
No, it's not a vicious cycle. I don't have any place now in the house other than the roofs.
So going forward, there's only one thing that would you like to be a great actor or known for all the art that you've collected, coming from a very prestigious family, being blue-blooded and all that. And if I really say that, if just somebody came and said, Dan, what do you want? What would be your answer?
Listen. I ain't into all that. Being known for glamour and other stuff. I don't know. I take everything in the stride here.
Mm-hmm.
So I really don't. I think fame comes your way. I don't go looking for it or whatever.
Yeah.
So,
So you feel your journey was actually planned, so there was nothing like, nothing on the agenda.
Nothing on the agenda, nothing at all. Everything happened, and there were ups and downs. That's in everyone's life. You have some very great times, some bad times, and you move on.
Part of the package.
Yeah, it's all, and even the bad times you learn a lot.
Yes.
So it's okay.
I think that's the time actually you learn a lot.
Yeah.
So the other thing I want to tell you is that Dan was one of the most mischievous kids ever known.
Yeah.
He was one of the, one of the naughtiest children. My mom tells me that he was always uncontrollable. So I hope with age you've been able to.
No, I haven't changed.
On that note, I really want to thank Dan for, giving me the quality time and just getting to know him so that his collections and his things live on for centuries. And once again, thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Ram. And yes, I also, now that I'm in Chandigarh, basically I'm very keen that people in Chandigarh, get involved themselves more into art and more into our Indian culture, which I feel we can work on here. And
Absolutely, yes.
Unfortunately, our people are more into the Western, the Westernized living and stuff, and they're forgetting all Indian culture. So if you can give it a push and get them aware of it.
Aye, Captain.
Then-
Done.
Yeah.
And I think he's right about that. We should be so
We're
proud
we're
of
so
our-
proud of it. It's, I
Yes.
mean, it's our culture is amazing. So I think we need to expose the public more to it.
I like that message. On that final note, once again, see you soon.
Thank you.